Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of our upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Stephen Mitchley on the line, and he's Chief Strategy Officer over at the Vitality Group. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. Great to be here.
All right, so excited to get into today's topic. We are going to talk about building a healthy workforce and how we can do that. But before we get started with that, I'll start off by saying we at Mission Matters amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. Stephen, what mission matters to you?
Sure, thanks, Adam. I joined the company about 21 years ago, and as a young engineer getting out of engineering and joining a healthcare company, I was attracted by the company's core purpose, which was the time to make people healthier. It's been changed a little bit with a little bit more of a tagline around protecting their lifestyles, but just a simple idea that you could have a good day and a bad day. And at the end of the day, you look back and you think, well, the purpose was to make people healthier. It really has stood, for me, the test of time. Like I said, I've been here 21 years. Whenever we engage with new partners, new team members, we always come back to that core purpose. And if you can subscribe to that, it really does form a common framework for what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's awesome, Stephen, and love bringing mission-based businesses to my core audience out there. So this is great. Let's to get us kicked off. So what is Vitality doing really to build a healthy workforce? So tell us a little bit more about the company.
Yeah, sure. So we're a global company. We're in 26 markets, about 20 million members on the platform. Has its roots in health insurance, has expanded into life insurance as well. Here in the U.S., we've taken that capability and really tried to assist self-funded employers in their objectives within the healthcare setting. So what Vitality does is it really rewards people for making healthy choices today, knowing that those choices lead to them committing to goals, leading to healthier lifestyles, healthier behavior in the long term. So we really do specialize in smart, precision incentives centered around what the individual needs. So they're personalized. They're really focused on that particular individual, but also in the context of what the broader company is trying to achieve as well.
So tell us a little bit more about the platform and how it works. Like maybe some of the user experience things, because a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives out there, a lot of executives that are in those decision making positions and thinking about different platforms to bring to their workforce. Tell us a little bit more about how the platform works.
Yeah, sure. There's a couple of variants. The fuller platform is a bit like I describe it a bit like a frequent flyer program where the miles that you're earning, the points that you're earning are driven by your healthy actions, healthy outcomes. So if you can imagine you're playing a game through the year, you're doing healthy things, you're making healthy choices, you're exercising, and as a result, you get points. The points become status, and the higher the status, the better the value that you extract from the program. So that principle works very well for us. We also have a simplified product which really focuses on small rewards for healthy activities. So less complex, I think easier to engage with. But in general, how these programs work is you try and catch somebody where they're at and give them alternatives to what they're doing today with little micro nudges on a day-to-day basis around the choices and the goals that they're trying to achieve. So, I think we all have appreciation that it's easy to think about things in the future that you could be doing, and it's actually pretty darn difficult to actually take action today. So the problem that we see is it's really simple to go to the doctor because you don't really see the price yourself. The health plan pays for that, but you do get palliative care right there and then. You get a pill, you get your sickness is alleviated. But wellness is a little different. I mean, you actually have to invest up front, and it's painful. You have to go for that run. You have to push away the sugar. But the benefits are actually in the long term, and it's difficult for people to relate to that. So we try to make that whole environment really simple to relate to, easy to understand, and then provide incentives for the right actions.
Tell me a little bit more about the shared value business model and really how that links corporate success to, because as you just mentioned, to public well-being, because essentially when it comes to healthcare, and I'm guilty, so I'm going to pick on myself here, like I don't want to deal with it. And these micro nudges, if it wasn't for the Fitbit on my wrist telling me, Adam, meditate right now, or Adam, stand up, get 250 steps, I need micro nudges in my life, Stephen. I'm not going to lie. So, tell me a little bit more about how that shared value business model works, because I think corporations and public well-being can be on the same side of the table, so to speak, and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think the whole shared value concept, shared value is a phrase coined by Michael Porter. He actually cites vitality as a leader in this mindset. So, if you think about healthcare or even life insurance, a health insurer or life insurer, or even the company who's paying ultimately for the health insurance, they really want you to be healthier. They generally want you to be healthier, even for, aside from altruistic reasons, as a team member employed by them. At the end of the day, if you're unhealthy, they're going to pay more for your health. So there's real incentive for the employer to have a healthier workforce. As an individual, there's obviously incentive for you to be healthier. I mean, the benefits of health are you more vibrant, you have more vitality. However, sometimes we don't put that top of mind. So what the model says is, why don't we take some of the value that you create by being healthier, by improving your health, so the value is created in the insurance risk pool. Why don't we take some of that value and give it back to you? So it's a bit like those programs in car insurance where if you drive well, you're getting cash backs. So actually, the concept of having a cash back for making healthier actions, that's really what vitality is. You're sharing the value that's created by these healthier actions and healthier behavior with the person who's actually committing them. So we really give powerful incentives for healthier behavior, and it's self-funding for the employer because they're not seeing the heavy claims expense and claims drag. And the program really does work across all sets of life. We've seen it works for white collar, blue collar. It works for males, females. It works for people who've got comorbidities or risks attached to them, as well as the young and healthy. So for everyone, there is a benefit, an ultimate benefit that can be calculated to being healthier. And the idea of shared value is that everybody shares in the value that is created.
What does it take for an employer to create one of these incentivized programs? How hard is it?
I think for many insurers, many employers, it is pretty difficult. It's a very fragmented environment. There's a lot of point solutions. You have to pick themes that you want to tackle. Often you kind of go to the lowest denominator and say, well, everyone has to go and exercise. But that's not really driving your claims expense. You can't have a laser focus on just the diabetics or just those pre-diabetes. It is pretty complex, and I think what we bring to the table to assist with that is both a strategic approach, so strategic support and understanding what the needs of the employer population is, a high degree of data-driven personalization, so being able to nudge people for what is really important for them, as opposed to just the broader group, making that fun and sophisticated. Because let's be honest, you don't really engage in health. I mean, I think most people understand that you engage in a health system when you're sick, but that's not the only time that you should be engaging in health. I mean, you should be making sure that you're registered with your PCP, for instance. It's not something that everyone does. You should be trying to live a healthier lifestyle. That's not really traditionally engaging in health. Engagement in health is, filling a script, going to the doctor, and the rest of the time you hope not to think about that. So what we try and do is make this more of a cultural issue and make it fun and exciting for the individual participation. And then what we also try and do is pull in a range of partners that are important to that employer into a really well-knitted environment, well organized and curated environment. And a lot of partners are exciting brands like Apple, like Garmin, as well as just a lot of the digital solutions that are out there. Except instead of having to do a whole bunch of point solutions, it's all brought together in one portal, one gateway, which is the Vitality program with its product pieces that underpins.
Fantastic. Okay, so Stephen, final question. This will be a two-part question. So question one, what are the type of employers you typically like working with, or I should say find are a good fit? Is this only for like large enterprise clients? Are small businesses welcome or able to use the platform? Like who benefits the most basically from this? Part one. And then part two, what's the best way for those business owners and executives to connect with you and your team?
Sure, and that's a really great question. And I think smaller businesses have a sense that really, really large companies have a lot of steel behind them in their HR departments, etc., that can help with these activities. But the truth is, we've seen Vitality does work across the full spectrum. My personal motto is: if you've seen one employer. Every employer culturally is different. But over time, we've built up a range of solutions that can be applied to the problems that the full gambit of employers experience. We typically focus on the mid-market to the jumbo market, so very large employers as well as medium-sized employers. But we have partnered with benefit management folk to provide solutions for, say, under 1,000, so the small end of the market. We are able to cater and service that market very well. What you're trying to do is make sure that you've got a very efficient distribution mechanism and a relationship mechanism that's local to that employer. But really, the program does work in all three of those settings. So small group, mid group, and large group. I would really encourage folks to go to the Vitality Group and just explore the sort of solutions that we've got. There's a contact us button there, and just as we're getting out of this. What has been a really tough period under COVID, there's a whole bunch of materials that are available to employers. They don't have to be with us around how to manage through COVID. At the moment, there's a lot of materials around going back to work, what you think through promoting vaccinations, etc. So I'd encourage your listeners to go there. At the very worst, you'll pick up some great resources that can help them navigate through reopening and getting back to the business of working together again.
Fantastic. Well, Stephen, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work that you're doing over at Vitality. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We definitely want you to be a return guest and a return visitor. And Stephen, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Great speaking to you, Adam. Take care.